Let's face it, no matter how you choose to play Fallout 3 from the vast number of methods available, one of the best parts is how large your weapon arsenal can be. An absolutely dizzying number of firearms are available to you throughout the game. But the cold truth is we always want the guns that can bust the most heads and crack the most skulls. In this guide, I'm going to cover the best guns in the base game of Fallout 3. I'll repeat it right now that this guide covers the best guns in the base game of Fallout 3. No DLC or extended Game of the Year content is covered. First off, all the guns in the game fit under 3 categories: small guns, energy weapons, and big guns. I'm going to start with small guns, and the most powerful handgun in the entire game. The Blackhawk is a special version of the scoped .44 Magnum, and is second to none in power. Its sheer kick is amazing, and is a must-have for anyone who likes to fight with handguns. To find this gun, you first have to go to Vault 92, which is located west from the top right corner of the map, not that far from the ever-so-dangerous Deathclaw-infested Old Olney. Down in the section of the vault called Sound Testing, you can find a unique object called the SWA Stradivarius. After picking it up, you also want to grab a sheet music book sitting next to a toilet in the men's dormitory part of the living quarters area. With both objects in hand, you want to head to Agatha's house, which is located southeast of Paradise Falls, and not that far from Germantown Police HQ. You should also note that the only way to get to this house is to cross over a small rope bridge. When you enter Agatha's house, it's very important that you are nice to her. If you're mean, she may stop talking to you entirely. Once you hand over the SWA Stradivarius, talk to her again and offer her the sheet music.
My word! You actually found some real music paper. I didn't even think it possible.
It's important that whenever you fork over the music, you ask for a reward, because if you don't, she will not give you the Blackhawk.
Just keep it clean and repaired and it will never let you down.
Now let's talk automatics. The best rapid-fire gun in the game is the Xuanlong Assault Rifle, which is a unique version of the Chinese Assault Rifle. This is one of the more complicated weapons to get, as if you screw up the process of acquiring the weapon, you'll never get your hands on it. So listen close, be careful, and don't forget to make a backup save. In order to get this weapon, you need to go to the Museum of Technology. If you don't know how to get there are 2 quests that will direct you to the area known as the Mall, where the museum is located. First is during the main quest whenever you help Three Dog, who sends you off to the museum itself. The other way is by talking to Abraham Washington in Rivet City. He sends you off to the National Archives, which is in the same area and not that far from the Tech Museum. Once you enter the Museum of Technology, you have to solve a series of computer terminal puzzles in the right order without ever even knowing the rules, so I'll just give you the answers. The first terminal is in the entry hall, on the far wall opposite the entrance. When you activate the computer, choose the option at the bottom of the list, 0. Read the message if you want, then select the bottom option on the next list, 1, followed by 19, the top option on the next screen. Exit the terminal and head to the west wing. When you enter the area, you'll see 2 terminals off to the left. Access the far one. Select 2 from the first screen and 53 from the second, then power off the computer to move on. Go around the corner to the room with the rocket and access the terminal on the bottom floor. Select 3 from the first list and 113 from the second. At this point, you can get a passcode for a safe filled with minor loot located somewhere in the museum. However, to get the assault rifle, you need to leave the Museum of Technology and head to the Jury Street metro station. You'll receive a marker for this location after getting the final message on the last terminal. But just so you know, Jury Street is located west of both Megaton and Vault 101. When you arrive, head to the old diner and look behind the counter for the body of Prime, the man who cooked up the computer puzzle back in the museum. If you search his body, you'll find the Xuanlong Assault Rifle. Seeing as how you can repair this gun with normal Chinese assault rifles, it's one of the better investments you can make in the game. Moving right along, let's grab a weapon for up-close and personal encounters. I'm of course talking about the Terrible Shotgun. This weapon is one of the most devastating. Of course, its effectiveness is significantly reduced if you're not firing from a point-blank range due to its spread, but nonetheless, this weapon is absolutely awesome. To get this gun, head to Evergreen Mills, located southwest of the aforementioned Jury Street metro station, much more north and west of Tenpenny Tower, and not that far east of Smith Casey's garage. Now, I'm going to warn you that Evergreen Mills is absolutely crawling with raiders, and they have a captive behemoth, so be careful. Anyway, enter the main building, which is the Foundry, and use the door on the east wall of the first floor to head down to the bazaar area. In the eastmost chamber, you can find a raider trader named Smiling Jack, who carries the Terrible Shotgun.
Shh, not too loud. I don't really want people to know that we're doing business.
He's non-hostile, so you can either kill him and lose him as an option for a trader, or try shooting the gun out of his hands and grabbing it before he picks it back up. No matter how you choose to do it, Smiling Jack is the mark, and his shotgun is definitely a weapon you should have. Also, on a total side note, in a room just off where Smiling Jack is, you can find the Barter bobblehead collectible. The next gun to cover is based on the historic American artifact Lincoln's 1860 Civil War Henry rifle. In the game, it's known as Lincoln's Repeater, and has some of the heaviest kick available. In order to find this weapon, you first need to get to the Museum of History. If you don't know where it is, it's located deep within the DC ruins in the area known as the Mall. The best advice I can give to you for finding this place would be to talk to Abraham Washington in Rivet City. He'll send you off on a quest, which will give you markers to guide you to the Mall. The Mall is a place that's crawling with super mutants. It's also an area that allows access to many other places in downtown DC. Anyway, when you're in the Museum of History, from the room with the large woolly mammoth, go through the first door on the left. I'll warn you right now to be careful, as the next two areas are infested with ghouls, which can be of varying and often dangerous levels. Okay, now from the room with the woolly mammoth, head up the stairs to the left, into the room beyond, through the double doors, and to the door in the back left corner of the room. Follow the stairs up in the next area, hang a left whenever they end, then a right as the hall turns. Go all the way to the iron gates straight ahead and pick the very easy lock. In the room beyond, turn right and head up the stairs. At the top of them, enter the next room via the large hole in the wall. In this particular space, you should find Lincoln's Repeater in a display case against the west wall. I've just covered half of the most notable guns in the entire base game of Fallout 3. Unfortunately, there's too much content to cover in one video, so look for the second half of the Advanced Fallout 3 Weapon Guide from Visage Guides and Kerosene Dreams.